Today we're gonna discuss multiple things, and then also I'm gonna break down a side parting haircut for you guys. Step by step, we're gonna go through it, and let's get started. And we are going to change things up for the first time in a long time. I'm going to part this as a side parting. Combing the hair straight back, we're going to work right about the middle edge of the eyebrow. Like that, pull that hair down, and then I'm gonna work a triangle section across the top over to the edge of the eyebrow on this side. So it's gonna be an asymmetrical section on the top of the head. Really exposing that crown as well. All right, and I'll section this really tight so you guys can really see the shape. So that is the first section, and then I'm gonna go, this is where we will tie in the FSC digital haircutting system to what we're doing. Still the same thought process, right? So as I come over to section away front to back, I'm still gonna go from this point to directly behind the ear and section that away. Because I still wanna know where I'm at front to back. Comb that over, and we will clip it away. All right, now we're gonna go straight down the center back because, and this is where I want you guys to really think about this as well, right? We separated and went asymmetrical on this top section because she's gonna have a side parting, and I wanna focus on that, and I wanna cut this top a certain way because this whole top is gonna kind of flip and come over to the side. Then I separate the two sides from front and back. So now the back of this head has become its own haircut. And this is where sometimes I feel like we try to tie in the whole entire thing to be one haircut, but I really always think about the back being one haircut and the front being another. This one's actually gonna be pretty similar all the way around because we're gonna do an undercut in the bottom, and then we're gonna let this top kind of hang over. So separate it straight down center back. Okay, so now we've separated the back of the head. What I wanna do is I wanna create an undercut here, and then this will cascade over. And what I love about having an undercut, I'm not just gonna shave this. I wanna build a shape into it because that'll help push this hair out and allow those layers to kind of sit on something. Would I do this on fine hair? Probably not, no, I wouldn't. We're gonna pretend like we're working with medium to thick hair a little bit in this back section. I wanna keep the saturation on here because that helps keep consistency as I cut. So I'm just cleaning this up, following the round of the head and working just a nice soft shape, but very bob-like. So vertical or slight diagonal forward partings. Combing the new section into the previous. You can see, just nice soft shape to it. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side here. So this is an undercut, and this is because somebody had like thicker hair. You could do this much of an undercut, you could do less, but what it does is it removes density from the hair, obviously. You can still hold their hair back, but it would allow you to have a little bit longer layers and not have such thick hair. I'm gonna release the back. So basically what we're gonna do is a traveling guide. We're gonna go section 1 here, cut the guide, determine the length. Then we're gonna move that guide over to section 2 to section 3, section 3 to section 4. 4 should get us right behind the ear to finish out the right side of the back. Then we're gonna do the same thing to the left and work through 4 sections, ending behind the ear. Biggest thing is understanding your angle as you cut. So I come in here, like this, and I really wanna pop some nice layers into this cut. So as I lift the hair, right, what I'm gonna be doing is scooping the hair up and coming straight up off of the head. And I really want to cut some nice short layers, making sure that the tip of my finger right here is at 90 degrees so that I get no weight buildup on the haircut. And because I want the bottom to be nice and light, I'm not gonna round off these layers too much. I do like that this haircut kind of calls for uniform layering, which would basically be kind of at 90-degree layers, but because I want to have a little play off of it and I want a little more collapse in the bottom, I'm not going to fully round it off. So I do want it to be rounded here, rounded, but then come out and kick. And I hold it here, see how it scoops out a little bit? That scoop out is what I'm looking for. So it's layers, and then it comes out and kicks. So now, take our next section, and I'm gonna pull section 1 over to what section 2 is. And we're gonna come straight up, cutting at our guide. Leave section 2 or section 1 alone, push it away, bring section 2 over to section 3, and that allows us to travel around. Leave section 2 where it's at, bring 3 over to 4, and now we are behind the ear. All right, pull this towards me, same thing. So section 1's going to section 2. Then leave section 1 alone, grab section 3, bring section 2 to section 3. Notice I'm pulling the hair now towards myself. Before I was pushing it away because we were moving in that direction. Now we're moving towards my body, so I'm pulling the hair towards my body. Got ourselves some layers. So now we're gonna work into the sides of the head. So we got the right side, which is kind of on this U shape here. And then we've got our parting. This is the actual parting that the client wears. So I'm gonna wet this down. This comes around, right? And then we comb this hair into the back. Some of this will kind of blanket over what we just cut, just the tiniest bit. And I wanna push a little of this weight backwards. So what I'm gonna be doing on this side is over directing all of this up and around. So I'll be taking everything from this point, basically, all the way around and up. So let's work through this, right? So we're gonna go diagonal forward, like this, all the way through. I want to pop some layering in here and get those layers going around the face. How do we do that? We obviously elevate. And I'm going to take a diagonal forward parting and understand that all of this hair that I'm gonna cut is gonna be living underneath of this top section. So when you look at this top section, it's going to veil over everything I'm about to cut, which is right here. So up here, I wanna add extra layering. So if I follow this parting and I go parallel to it, it'll give me some layering and it'll be kind of open. It'll be shortest point here, longer towards the back. I wanna elevate and kind of kick out some length at the bottom. So watch what my finger angle does. See the parting here like this? And see how my finger angle starts to kick out almost like I'm cutting like a concave layer? That's because I want to create a short point in the interior of this and then have a little bit longer hair towards the outer perimeter of the cut. And I'm just going to continue that pattern. So diagonal forward. It's almost like my fingers are parallel to the floor in a way. And I'm coming right up over top of the parietal ridge. And I'm point cutting because I want it to be a nice and soft line. There we go. I'm gonna condense cut this side. What is a condensed cut? And actually, I'm gonna do a little trick in here. This will be fun too. Condensed cutting is bringing an entire panel to one spot and cutting it. We can do that because we're basically sitting on a plane on the head. And I like to think of the head as different planes. Plane is like a flat surface. In my definition, I don't know if that's the actual definition, but whatever, we're going with it. So when I talk about this, kind of head shape, when I put the comb up against here, see how if her parting is right here, that this section that I'm pulling up here is basically all on a flat plane. If it was on a curve on this part of the head and I was holding it up here, there's a lot going on. I need to kind of make some adjustments, take multiple sections, decide how I want that weight to shift. But because we're on this plane with just a little bit of a ridge or an edge up here, I can then over direct everything up above that parting and I know it'll fall nice and seamless. I've got the hair, pull it up right over that parting. I wanna go a little forward with it. This little piece of hair right here, if I were to bring everything up here and cut it, because of the round of the head here, this front piece is being over directed further than everything else. So what's gonna happen to that front piece, it's going to be longer. So instead of over directing that up to this section to cut it straight up in the air and having that longer piece, All I gotta do is shift everything over top of that piece, and now it will be cut shorter than the rest and fall backwards off the face as opposed to falling longer and towards the face. And I just want to decide the length I want these layers to be. And then I go in and cut. And really what I'm thinking is, I want it to be a little bit shorter than that, but I don't want the overall length to be too much shorter. So I come in here, cut my layers, and then we do this little trick here, hold this hair up in the air, and I just slide in and start cutting to create some more layering within the side. Now, the magic section, which is right here on the top, and this is what's going to bring everything to life. And the beauty of having this section right here is that you don't have to worry about anything because everything's been cut. The length is already where it is. So you can go as long or as short as you want with this top section. I'm actually going to try razor because I can and because it would be what I would do in the salon. Tri-razor is my patented razor tool. So when I go to take this section, just like this, right? I'm gonna go in with my 25 texture, and that's where I'm going to start working, texturizing this panel, okay? Then I'll recomb, then I go 100% because now I really wanna take everything off. And that just created this really fun, shorter, layered section. So now look at what starts to happen when this starts to come to life. And then I'll come in here and just do a little bit of cutting around the face just to tie in that length. We're gonna blow dry and I'll show you guys the end result. So just like the haircut, if I want everything to kind of have volume and flow this way, I bring it to the opposite side and blow dry it there. But you can see kind of how you toss that up and around and get the volume in there. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I go live. I'm gonna stop promising a time and just start going live. So if you want the alert, then just hit the notification bell on Facebook so you get any alert whenever I post something, and also on YouTube as well. Join my Patreon, patreon.com/MattBecht. I will be back tomorrow. I'm excited to hang with you guys, and subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate you, all of you.